Hi, I'm Stella, and I'm a Filipino family medicine specialist practicing as a doctor here in Australia. Okay, so meron ka ng EPIC portfolio, meron ka ng AMC portfolio, nakapag-sign up ka na, and so you have the RACGP ID member already, ID number, sorry. And then, nakapag-open ka na ng RACGP application portal. What's next? So, the next will be for you to compile all your documents. Yung mga patunay mo na ikaw ay diplomate or fellow sa family medicine and that you really are a practicing doctor in the Philippines. So, that means to say, yung iyong diploma from med school, yung iyong diploma from PAFP, and then yung iyong mga transcripts, mga records, your board rating, given na yon, kasali na sila. Now, apart from that, you also have to provide letters of support. Now, PFP will assess your practice the past 48 months. Okay? So, 48 months, dapat walang gap. Ikaw talaga ay nagpa-practice as family medicine or GP dito sa Australia. Now, remember, kung ikaw ay resident, you have your training, you have your residency in family medicine is considered GP. Kaya, yung work, while you are still training in family medicine, that's actually considered work experience in general practice. I know someone before he got on to the pathway. Before he started doing the application thingy. Uh, Nagtanong muna siya sa akin eh, Doc, I'm still about to take, was it Dr. Michael? Parang hindi ata, Dr. Basta there's one. What was it, Dr. J? I forgot what. He has just finished his residency training where he's preparing to take the diplomate exam. So he asked me, Doc, do I have to pass muna the diplomate exam before I start my application? Sabi ko sa kanya, Doc, ang alam ko, yung residency kasi is already a work experience considered na general practice. So, in theory, actually, meron ka ng, diba, meron ka ng experience. Ang kailangan mo na lang is yung part na patunay na diplomate ka. So, if you want, you can start on your application, which actually he did, and then see if you're going to take the exam October, December ba yun? And then if you pass, then maganda, diba? Okay na lahat. So, that's what he did. And then March, he got conferred. Kailangan niya lang ng medical, ng certificate niya sa diplomate. And then he passed. And now he's practicing already also under the PEP specialist. Very good. Again, the RACGP, the college, will be assessing your job as in general practice, so family medicine, for the past 48 months. Dapat walang gap yun, ha? 48 months talaga. Now, sa 48 months na yan, kailangan at least 18 months na pa-practice ka as full-time. So, what does that mean, full-time? Dito kasi, ang criteria nila for full-time is at least 38 hours per week divided over 4 days per week, and 27 hours of that 38 hours had to be spent on face-to-face consultation, and at the same time rostered siya. Yan ang kanilang full-time. Meron silang definition for the part-time, but I chose to go with the full-time job. Yung sinubmit ko is for the full-time job. Because feeling ko, kung part-time ang isasubmit ko, baka kulangin. Kulangin yung aking experience. Kaya I chose to to submit credentials in relation to a full-time job. So, now, apart from that, so you're working 48 months, no? Okay? 18, yung sa last 18 months, yung pinaka-recent na 18 months of job mo, dapat you should provide letters of support. Okay? Letters of support. So, ano yung letters of support, Doc? Letters of support, nakalagay lang dapat dun sa letters of support mo, ano yung job mo, how many hours you're working sa job na yan, ano yung schedule mo sa job na yan, ano yung job description. So, very, ano sila sa job description ha. So, dapat yung job description mo really dapat family medicine talaga siya in context of the family medicine, ganyan. Okay? Hindi pwede na tapalya lang ang nagawa mo or nag-occupational medicine ka lang. No, it had to be really described yung census mo, ganito, ganito, ganyan. Okay? And last will be yung signatory. It had to be signed by your direct superior or immediate supervisor, something like that. It does not have to be the secretary of the Department of Health who signed the letter of support or the CEO of the hospital you're working for. Pwede yan yung iyong chief resident or kasi direct mo diba? Or pwede rin siya yung training officer mo or yung department chair. Pwede yon. Or the medical director of the hospital you're working for. Kung sino yung mas madali na pwede mong ipasign, yun na yung kunin mo. Kasi ang kailangan lang naman is that valid yung letter of support mo. Yun lang. Okay? Going back sa letters of support. Okay. Letters of support, ito lagi ako natatanong, Dok, anong ba dapat nandun sa letters of support? Of course, sa letters of support, nandun dapat, mag-satisfy dapat siya dun sa hours na kailangan ng RACGP. So, kung full-time, again, had to be at least 38 hours per week divided over 4 days of work. Okay? Ganun dapat yun. And then 27 hours ng 38 hours na yan would have to be face-to-face consultation. Okay. Now, Doc, what if I'm working for a hospital, I'm doing 48 hours per week? Kasi diba ganun naman tayo pag nagmo-moonlight. 48 hours, diretso, straight yan, trabaho, toxic. But, 2 days lang. Paano yun, Doc? Okay. Actually, na-question ako niyan before ni RACGP. How is it na, 48 hours straight ang trabaho mo? For them, it's quite impossible for you to be working. Parang sa kanila kasi, hindi makatarungan yung ganun na klase ng trabaho. So, I had to divide it to explain, to just for me to satisfy their definition of full-time. So what I did, yung 48 hours, I had to divide it. So it had to be stated in the letter of support your schedule. So the way we did it was, say for example, Monday and Tuesday, you're working 48 hours, diba? So Monday, from 8 a.m. to 11:59 in the evening. So that's Monday. And then from 12 a.m. of Tuesday down to 11:59 in the evening of Tuesday. So that's second day. And then, so 24 hours na yun. And then from 12 a.m. of Wednesday down to 11:59 in the evening on Wednesday. And then from 12 a.m. of Thursday, down to 8 a.m. Thursday. So that's it. 48 hours. Yun na. 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 48 hours. That's how I was able to defend my 48 hours of work per week. Then, job description. So you really have to put in there yung job description. Again ano ba ang definition ng general practice? Is internal medicine considered general practice? Actually, it's not because IM is focused more on the adult. They do not handle children. Is pedia considered general practice? No, it's not because they're focused on children. They do not cater to the adults. Is palliative medicine, under naman siya sa PAFP, is that considered general practice? Pwede kung while working as palliative specialist, you're also catering to other patient, pwede naman. But if you're solely working as a palliative doctor, Yes, you're catering to adults. Yes, you're catering also to children na sa terminal stage. But it's mainly on palliation eh. You're not doing anything regarding the, what they call this, the preventive side. Remember, general medicine also involves a lot of preventive care. Diba? How about talk if geriatrics, 'di ba ang family medicine may subspecialty na geriatrics. Geriatrics is for the elderlies. So geriatrics do not actually cater to the younger patients. So that's also a subspecialty. It's no longer under general practice in essence. Okay. Doc, family medicine ako, pero more of company ang hawak ko, Doc, is still gonna be credited as general practice type of work. Unfortunately, with occupational medicine kasi, meron certain population lang siya, di ba? The employees. So, yeah, you cater to the adults. But in occupational medicine kasi, unless, of course, you can show that you also cater to the dependents, yung children, ganyan, pwede. But then, RACGP will ask for your census. So, kung hindi ka talaga nagki-cater sa mga matatanda na dependents ng employees, sa mga anak nila, more so pag OB-GYN or tsaka hindi ka gumagawa ng mga procedures, yung mga office procedures sa being a company physician, you will most likely become non-comparable as well. Meron na pong na-deny for that, basically because of the way it was stated in her job description. Kaya sadly, she was asked to go back to our country, to do more. At least I think it was 3 months worth of family practice ata that she was asked to do for her, and then for her to reapply for assessment. That was, I think, what was required of her, being an occupational medicine practitioner. Yeah, so okay, so if you are in the academics, training officer ka, research ka, I suggest you better focus more on emphasizing your job as a family medicine clinician rather than on those subspecialties. Kasi nga, ang hanap ng RACGP ay mga GP practitioners, mga general practitioners. Yun. Next will be the certificates. So you have to have 50 hours worth of attendance in terms of the CPD. Yeah. Bloopers. Kasi ako, during that time, I thought it was CPT units they're asking for. O, diba? Ay confident ako. Ang pinas ko is yung PAFP annual convention. Isang certificate lang kasi yung isang certificate is worth 60 units, diba? Toinks, binalik sa akin ng RACGP and they're asking ano daw ang equivalent ng 60 units na yan. Kasi what they need is actually hours, hindi units. So, oh my goodness, paano nga pala? Kasi tiba yung certificate natin, they don't put in there yung number of hours. So, nila ko, pinasa ko din yung ating, ang tawag nun, yung schedule ng mga activities, pati yung mga dates, at saka yung hours, kung ilang hours ang ni-spend mo yun, hindi nila tinanggap. So they said they needed to have an official statement from the college stating kung ano yung equivalent ng units na yun, kung ilang hours ang units. So, luckily, I've researched and I found it sa website ng PAFP mismo, yung kanilang conversion from units to hours. The other way around, the hours to units. So I asked the secretariat to provide me a signed document na ito yung kanyang equivalent in terms of hours. Medyo natagalan, but I really am very thankful. Shout out kay Sir Alex ng PAFP Secretariat. He was the one who actually catered to my request. So, they provided me the letters that says, and in fact, they also provided letters, a letter na naglalaman lahat ng mga na-attendan ko ng mga webinars, na conferences, convention, ganyan, and ano yung number of hours na equivalent, and then signed. So I'm very thankful kay Sir Alex for that one. But I was told lately, nung mga nagkaka-apply pa lang na in fact, hindi na sila hiningan ng RACGP for that particular letter. I am guessing maybe because dun sa amin mga nauna, we've already provided that document. So basically, alam na ni RACGP ano ang equivalent ng mga units natin into hours. So, right. Okay, so you have your letters of support, you have your certificate. By the way, it had to be 50 hours worth for the past year prior to your application date. Yun ang kailangan nila. Okay? Next, what else? Letters of support, certificate, number of hours. Tama. Yung mga assessment types pala natin. Okay. Remember, after we finish our training, PAFP will send us a letter na we are already awarded the rank of CFP, Certified Fellow, Certified Family Physician. Okay. You keep that. You keep that kasi that's one evidence showing of our training route. Now, during my time, ang problem kasi is nakalagay lang doon na CFP ka. And then if you ask for a certificate of good standing, that's another document that you need, certificate of good standing. Nakalagay lang doon na you are a diplomate of family medicine and then ganito na year. What RACGP wanted in the certificate of good standing in particular would be the statement kung anong training institution mo, again anong training institution mo, ano yung training route mo, and anong year mo natapos, anong year ka na-confer. Yun ang tatlong details na kailangan mong na nasa iyong certificate of good standing. Okay? Medyo kinulit ko si Sir Alex that time kasi ang sabi niya, pero provide lang talaga namin, Doc, is yung nakalagay lang na diplomate ka and that meron kang good standing, ganyan. Sabi ko, Doc, sir, please, kasi kailangan ko talaga na nakalagay doon yung aking training route. And, salamat sa Diyos at they provided it naman, nakalagay doon. So, saang institution ako, ano yung training route ko. So, yung training route, ano yung training route? So, either traditional ka, or yung practice-based kind of route. Okay? And then, if practice-based, I think RACGP will be asking more information about the practice route. Because as far as I know, what was assessed in terms of the curriculum was a traditional. So, I think yun yung doon. Okay. Certificate of good standing. What else? Yung certificate of, okay. And if possible also yun sa training institution mo, ask for a certificate of completion of your residency training. Okay? In English, huwag in Tagalog kasi kung in Tagalog, hinga na naman kayo ng letter niyan ng equivalent ng translation in English plus other documents na valid yung pagkakatranslate. So, mas maganda in English na lang. Oh, one thing. Yun nga palang, kasi may part sa RACGP application portal, they'll ask you to describe the assessments. Okay? So, you'll have, di ba merong pinoprovide yung PAFP dati na parang primer for the exam? Alright? Yung nakalagay doon yung details kung ano yung mga subjects ano yung mga fields, OB-GYN ba yan, children's health, ganyan, ano yung mga kasali sa exam na i-assess, ano yung types, whether it's MCQ, ilang numbers ba, tapos yung sa verbal naman, yung OSCE, ilang stations. Yun, kailangan mo yung primer kasi you will be asked to describe how you had your assessment. So, yun yung mag-guide sa'yo. Ano yung mga part ng curriculum na ginawa mo, ganyan. So, importante yun. Okay? Okay, so once you have all your certificates, all of your documents ready, have those notarized by the local lawyers. Kasi, the end of the application portal, they will ask for a statutory declaration, it's called. So, form lang siya, basically form lang siya na nakalagay doon ano yung mga pinakita mo tsaka pinawitness mo sa solicitor or yung lawyer. And then, may part lang siya na isa-stamp ng lawyer, tapos pirmahan ng lawyer. And yeah, doon, you'll have your statutory declaration. It doesn't have to be signed by an Australian lawyer. Okay? Doon ako nagkamali eh. Nag-antay pa ako ng isang buwan ata or so before ko na-realize na hindi pala. That's when Dr. Lee came in kasi Dr. Lee saw my post, I think, saan ba yun? Sa isang Facebook group. And she was also actually applying for the specialist pathway during that time. She was the one who told me na, Doktora, no, you can have it naman signed by the lawyer. So I said, ganun ba? So again, statutory declaration at the end of your RACGP application, you can have it notarized by the lawyer. So I think basically that's it. So if you have, again, questions, feel free to write down under the comment section any of the questions. I'll do my best to answer. Until next time again po, bye. Dr. Stella here.